Peace and greatness to you all. I meet you all with great adoration, great holism, um, a fantastic week that's started off. We're getting um, a lot of good news, and I am bringing this installment to you all today because um, the Archdiocese they just elected a new Archbishop for Detroit. Um, I think his name is Edward Weisenberger. So that's a fellow from a German origin, more than likely from a um, Nazi background. Um, he just left Kansas, where he was serving in the capacity of a steward for the Archdiocese, Archbishop. Um, we all know about Kansas. So, I want to talk a little bit about that. And I also want to give a respect to my uncle, Michael. He passed away today. We got the news out there in Illinois, Chicago. We got the news, natural causes. So we're preparing to basically have his burial or cremation. I'm not sure what his my cousin, his son. I'm not sure how they're going to go about the burial services. I'm not sure. So our baby boomer generation, they're getting up in age. They're starting to carry off that note that was left here by the traditionals. So we have to prepare for that. And Gen Xers, millennials, we're next up. So we got to prepare. But let's get into this conversation about Edward Weisenberger being the new Archbishop for Detroit. I looked at the press conference. I saw his personage, his sense of humor and everything. Cut guy, he got the ball. Alan Vigneron, he has the mullet. You know what I mean? He has the hair. So I don't know. I'm not sure what that personality is going to be like as far as like the changing of the guard that is occurring, that's going to happen, and who's going to be around the legates for the newer administrations for these departments, because the archdiocese is the head of all of that. They tell the pastors, the deacons, the chief of staff, the executors, they tell all of them what to do. So we have to prepare for that. My thing is this, man. Like, when I came to Michigan, my whole thing was that I wanted to invest. Leaving Minnesota in 2016, my thing was that I want to invest. I want to make this place like a better version of Minneapolis. You know what I mean? Because huge black population, great city services, eventful seminars, outings, meetings, representatives. I wanted to take it to the next level. And so far, it's been kind of hard to do that because while there are meetings taking schedule on a daily basis, we don't know where everybody is putting their resources. We don't know where the eggs are in the basket and what color are the eggs. We don't know. Everybody is kind of hush on, their next move as far as like what is going to take place. So I'm preparing for, I'm preparing for better public safety. I'm preparing for more popular excursions as far as like better road reliance, better, uh, better life throughout. More education. Those are the three main things I'm concerned about. As far as this archdiocese goes, I was looking at Edward's um, motto, and his motto is "Behold the Lamb." So we all know, like, with the lamb, if you are beholding a lamb, you're going to slaughter it. And I think, they made this announcement on the eve of spring, because spring is next month, and it's going to be a very hot summer. So I am preparing for more people to be sacrificed as far as losing jobs. Um, you know, I don't know how to phrase this, but I'll just say um, loss of life. As far as breath and everything, I'm preparing for it, because when you bring someone in who has this background of serving in the capacity of Archbishop, Archdiocese Steward of Kansas, you're bringing that West Coast Midwestern mentality to a small rural area that's tucked off near Ontario. You're bringing it here, and you're bringing the advice and the people here with you. We don't know what those discussions are like in the break rooms. We don't know. All we know is this, is that whatever they do as far as with the people here who are, being pushed in and out of mental health facilities, people who are being pushed in and out of probate services, adult services, family court services, as orphans, as criminal appellates. Whatever they do with these people who are going to be in and out of these places, it's not going to be a sight that everyone wants to see, because again, the thing that I'm looking at is this. You bring in a new intern and you name a chief of police for the town of Detroit, Grosse Pointe, wherever, right? You bring in people who are from other places like Cannon Township, who are going to be very boisterous and monstrous as far as like giving statements on what needs to happen in a city like, Detroit, Brightmoor, wherever. You have to be indeed in those discussions as a resident and as a shareholder in a city like Detroit. You need to be at those discussions, because if this guy gets in there and he ushers in a new regime where I'm predicting lives are going to be lost, people are going to be taken advantage of, you have to prepare for that. And if you're not preparing for that, it's going to be casualties. You see what I'm saying? These people don't know how to deal with people who are miles and mileage away from places like, Cleveland, Chicago, Omaha. They don't know how to deal with these people. You know what I mean? So these people, they are seeking more re-education. They're seeking more services, and the city is like, listen, we can't help you all right now. So you have an archbishop who comes in, who believes in some of the old ways of executing papals or bullas. And, he's going against the guard that says, we need to do something about criminality and white collar positions. He's backed off from thinking, okay, well, do we give these cops more freedom? Do we have them patrol the streets and say the camera that's on their chest, is it going to be live or is it just going to be a pre-recording? No one knows. So he comes in with the humor. It automatically gets me to thinking like, okay, What is this? What is this going to very entail? Because like Alan Vigneron, he's not a person who likes to joke. He's not a person who likes to give humor. He comes in, he tells the people, I have a liberal view on things. This guy is coming in, he has a very rural red approach, being from Kansas. He has that type of approach. So we don't know what's going to happen as far as like with the polity of, what's the state is going. We don't know. So this is going off the backs of Mary Sheffield's run for mayor, Mike Duggan's run for governor, Garland Gilchrist's second proposal to being in office. What is this really going to do for us? So I'm really banking on this being solved as far as like with the interim relationship the people have with the new officers who are coming into these spaces. I'm not happy about this elect. I'm not happy about it because molestation is taking place everywhere. If you don't tell the people of your congregation that you have a right to a nationality, whose fault is it? It's the Archbishop's fault. Alan may know this, like a lot of people expect him to take a lot of blame for the things that has happened over the past 5 years here in Michigan. Saginaw, Pontiac, Muskegon. A lot of people are going to expect him to take that blame. This is just going to get more obvious with the new elect Archbishop, Edward Weisenberger. Are people ready for this? We've been trying to get away from the state of Israel. We've been trying to get away from the state of Germany. And kind of pride ourselves in being Ugandans, for those who accept the coat of arms of red, yellow, and black. We've been trying to usher in that new foundation of pride. And, it's just been unsuccessful. It's been unsuccessful. We don't know where this is going to take us. I'm really expecting this guy to eventually resign. Because I don't think Detroit is the right place to bring that politics that's coming from Kansas. You know what I mean? Because Kansas and Detroit, they're far out. Once you skip over Chicago, you go back. You go back eastward. And this is the obvious nature that, eventually what we saw take place in the momentum that we did see it for those who are around during the early of 20th century. This is what we saw. So I don't know what's going to happen. If someone does have an idea what may happen or what's going to happen over the years, leave a comment below. And I'll see you all next time. Till then, have spirit, great peace, Yakoki.